Just when we thought things couldn't get any more worse for the West in Africa, things just seem to be going downhill. Recently, Niger has just signed a huge oil deal with China's National Petroleum Corporation, CNPC, for the sale of crude oil from the Agadem oilfield worth over $400 million, according to reports from the Niger State TV RTN. And this deal stipulates that the CNPC will be repaid with crude oil shipments within 12 months at an interest rate of 7%. And of course, this is negotiable after 12 months. Hey there, welcome back. My name is Willen. If you are new to this channel, feel free to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more videos weekly. Now guys, this is a huge step forward for the country of Niger and of course for the military junta which recently fought for their freedom and took over the country since July 2023. And this is happening around the same time when the US troops and France are packing their bags to leave the country.
The American presence on the territory of the Republic of Niger is illegal and violates all the constitutional and democratic rules.
Because citizens of Niger have become tired of the Western rule in their country, and there have been many riots in the country asking the West to leave.
Hundreds of demonstrators took to the streets of Niamey on Saturday, demanding the departure of American troops some 3 months after the last French troops left the country. Protesters have vowed to continue demonstrating until all American forces leave the country.
So I believe a deal like this will help Niger stay afloat, especially with multiple sanctions from the West. So this clearly means that the whole amount of $400 million is not forever. It means China isn't buying the crude oil in Niger forever just for $400 million. Now, at the signing ceremony, Prime Minister and Minister of Economy and Finance, Ali Mohamed Lamine Zein, said China is a great friend to Niger. We can never say it enough, and he further said the finances will be used transparently and directed towards the country's defense, security, agricultural development, and medical services, which are very important sectors to the country at this time when they are struggling to grow. At the same time, the Chinese ambassador to Niger, Jiang Feng, also said the signature demonstrates the friendship and fruitful cooperation between the two states, that is China and Niger. Now I believe this new oil deal is proof that China holds steady in Niger as Western powers are slowly withdrawing from the country. Now Niger is expected to transport about 90,000 barrels per day through the Niger-Benin pipeline to international markets, which was built for about $6 billion with financing mainly from China years ago. And in November 2023, Niger officially launched an export pipeline backed by the CNPC, which links the Agadem oil field to the port of Cotonou in the neighboring Benin. Now guys, previously Niger always had a small oil refinery with a capacity of about 20,000 barrels per day, which mainly supplied just Niger's domestic fuel market. And now this is a huge step forward, of course with help from China. Now, the fact that Niger will become an oil exporter is a huge win for Niger and its people, and it will definitely help improve the GDP and the development of the country. And as expected, I know some might say that China still has its aims in Niger, or China might be benefiting more, but when we look at it clearly, we can see that most of these deals signed in Africa with China are a win-win. It's a deal because, of course, everyone has to benefit. This deal with Niger, for example, will go a long way to help the Niger population in building roads, infrastructure, and of course, improve the lives of the citizens, and of course, also boost security in the country. It's just a small country, not a very big country, so I believe that this will definitely go a long way, and the deal is open. They have signed it perfectly. Now, the truth is that when we compare all these deals right now to the previous Western powers, China isn't dictating to Niger how they should govern their country or who they should sell to and who they shouldn't sell to. And China doesn't dictate the values that Niger should follow. They are simply coming to Niger and signing these deals as equal business partners. Now, this deal is big news. Why is that? Because Niger has had oil for a long time, but never really had the chance to sign deals like this to help make their country better. With so much resources, yet so little that they can do for their country due to the meager amounts of money that most Western powers have been paying for the resources in the country. So I believe that this really comes to help the people boost many sectors of their country. And now let's take, for example, France was in control of Niger for more than 60 years, and such deals were hardly ever heard of. More than 60 years and Niger is still one of the poorest countries in the world with so much happening. And I believe that by China signing this deal with Niger is just a start for many more bigger deals that Niger can sign with many countries around the world. Of course, they just want the best deals. Now, to show you how far Niger has improved, recently the African Development Bank even reported that Niger is currently one of Africa's fastest growing countries alongside other African countries like Senegal. And of course, if this growth is happening now, then it should definitely mean that Niger and their leaders, and their current leaders of course, might be doing something right, especially 60 years after colonialism. So I believe there's so much that is currently happening, and we all just hope the best for Niger. Now the truth is that no matter what China does, or if China signs any deal with an African country, there will still be critics. Many people will still say that, oh, the deal is not fair, or the money is not enough. Even if China signs a 1 billion deal with Niger or with an African country, many will still say that it's not a fair deal. But when has the Western powers ever signed a reasonable deal with an African country? We need to ask ourselves this question. So I think this deal with Niger is definitely a win-win for both Niger and China itself. And I think this oil deal comes at a very critical point in Niger's development because, of course, like I mentioned before, there have been many sanctions already from the Western countries on Niger. And Niger definitely needs these finances to be able to bounce back and get their country going. Well, we keep our fingers crossed and see what the future holds for more deals being signed in Africa. That was it for today, guys. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more weekly videos like this. Thank you. Remember, this is Willen. See you next time.